One of the stories I write in the Chat and True book is called Roadblock, and I wrote this story because I wanted to discuss choices versus mistakes. And so I tell this story where some friend of mine was going home to their reunion, and they was running a few minutes late, about 15 to 20 minutes late, and they knew there was a sign there that crossed the bridge to go over to their city, to cross into another city. It was a sign that said Roadblock. The bridge had been damaged, so apparently it said Roadblock. So they decided that they wasn't going to listen to the sign, and because there was going to be a few minutes later, they was already late, so they decided to proceed to take the sign down, and they go across the bridge. They get halfway across the bridge, and the bridge starts to collapse. Well, they get out of the car and run back to safety, but a few minutes later, the bridge collapsed, taking their car with them to the pavement. So the question was that a mistake, or was that a choice? These three guys, did they make a mistake, or did they make a choice? And so I want to discuss this. Is there a difference between a choice and a mistake? Are they the one and the same? Are they synonymous? Do they mean the same thing? And the answer is absolutely not. A mistake and choice are two different things. A mistake is I accidentally stepped on your toe because I misguided where your foot was at. That's a mistake. A choice is you actually make a choice where you had other options. And these guys, they had a choice. They could have, went another way. A lot of the guys tell me, Mr. Glen, I made a lot of mistakes. And I said, okay, tell me some of your mistakes. And they said, I got a DUI. And I said, really? Is that a mistake or is that a choice? And then they try to justify it. And I said, no. A choice when you had other options. You didn't have to drive under the influence. You had other options. You could have called your mama. You could have called a taxi. You could have went to sleep in the back seat. You didn't have to drive, but you chose to drive. Was that a mistake or was that a bad choice? And they have to admit, it was a mistake, it was a choice. So the question is, why do we call bad choices mistakes? Glad you asked. Because the answer is, because we don't want to take responsibility for our choices. It's easy to say, I made a mistake. It's really not a mistake, it's a choice. Because you chose to do that particular thing, knowing the outcome, if you got caught, you was gonna get a ticket or whatever the situation. And these guys' place, they got caught, so now they gotta go explain to the authority why they drove their car over a bridge, why did they purposely take the sign down and drive their car over there. And now they gotta prepare to fix their car. So the question in this story is choices versus mistakes. They're not the one and the same. And not just only guys in the criminal record, guys, everyday guys. I'm watching a politician on TV. I don't know what he did. I can't remember what he did, but he made a bad choice, but he called it a mistake, and he got up, and this guy's worth millions of dollars, and he said, I want to apologize to my family. I want to apologize to the church. I want to apologize for the mistake I made. And I was like, no, you need to come to our class, because that really wasn't a mistake. There was a choice, but you call it a mistake. And again, this story, the moral of the story is, call bad choices what they are. Bad choices, not mistakes.